Hi there, welcome back to the Gully of Gates, that is Gategully. I'm going to turn off my speakers so it doesn't come through my microphone. It's okay, because Fraps will record all the game noises anyway, because that's what it does. It's brilliant, it's fantastic. What have we got going on here? We've got lots of water going on here, that's what's going on here. I have to say, I am just overly pleased. overly pleased that something I thought would work actually did work. You know, that I could mine out there and then water come through, then it'll go down the grate and wolf biscuits for dinner. Sorry, just reading that. And then go down the grate, and then people would actually be able to do stuff here, and it's like worked. And that actually isn't dwarf blood. There's a pool of something. There's a pool of Ustol pitchmint, but I don't know what it is. Maybe I've hit tab a few times, it'll tell me. There we go. No, that's really not helping me. I've no idea what this is. It's a pool of Ustol pitch smeared the shaft of depths 4. I don't know what that might be. No, no clue. I don't know what that's meant to be. Q Ustol. All right, so it's a bit of a forgotten beast. All right. I don't know what it is. I don't know. I honestly don't know what fort could be that you could get a pool of. I'm not entirely sure I want to know. Probably something I really just don't want to know. But there's a pool of it. Pool of it right there. Together with the toad blood. So that's not actually anything. I think that may have even come from upstairs. Let's have a look here. Yes, I want to somehow get that square there channeled out. At least that's what I think I want. Maybe I don't. Maybe it's not going to give me what I want. Because ultimately, what I want. Oh, there we go. It's been suspended. Yeah, like I say, what I want is a great big gap, so that this can fall down to somewhere I can get at it. Nearly done. Look at that. It's quite nice that the person who's doing it is kind of right there. Come on, we can do this. We can do this. I believe in you. I believe in us. No? Oh, yes. Look at that. Come on. Nearly done. It's nearly done. Don't know. He's like 2 squares away. Or are we not kept in the job now? Oh, it's got suspended again. Oh, he's probably given some other job, or she. It's a he. No job. Okay. So I must have got a fair amount done of the floodgate there. Just got to wait for someone else to come along and finish it up. But I do notice that I'm getting some draining is coming on. I'm getting some 3s instead of 4s and 5s. So the draining is coming along quite nicely. I want to put a floodgate there just so I can block it off if I get scared. The main thing I'm worried about is this is the very bottom of that tube, and I'd got to about 11:1, and as you can see 11:1 has 7 water in it, but 110 doesn't even have 7, so you know, or it doesn't even have any according to that. I mean, I was used to seeing it with you know, a 1-ish, 2-ish level of water in it. Which made me worry about whether or not that whole tube was just going to fill up and backfill my entire dungeon, which would have been slightly embarrassing. But looks like not. And but it looks like I'm draining all this stuff away. I might even get to, you know, get there and do that tunneling that I want to do. So I'm not quite sure what precisely I want, because I mean, you know, my ultimate goal is that the body that is here can somehow be recovered, but I think that might involve channeling out more than I've got access to. But you notice that there's ooh, go back up again. Yeah, there's not that much water there. Have I dug over there yet? Yeah, I've floored over it. So I wonder if I can't actually... How brave am I feeling? Well, I can just DN, let's just deconstruct that floor, see what happens. And then possibly I can do a... Because I've got that drain, I think that even though this is aquifer and it's all just making tons of water, I think... Well, let's see what happens. I would have to make that floor, then make a downward stair, and then maybe that stuff can be picked up. So... It would be nice if that could be arranged. This body here, I mean, again, there's only like 1 of water here, so it's possible that that body also can be recovered, which would be spectacularly nice. What are you here to do? Construct building. Sweet! So I might be able to get what I want from a slightly different point, slightly different angle. Now, of course, finishing up this construction here is actually going to... oh, there we go. So that's going to completely undo what I've just done. Well, it's not. So what I want to do now is add a task to here, link this up to a floodgate. Not that floodgate. Not that floodgate. Yes, that floodgate. Yes, that floodgate. With the mechanisms. And this means that this is going to fill back up pretty quickly. But that's... So, yeah, I'm just going to have to wait for that to... But this will give me control over the flooding, which is important. Job. What am I doing? Q connect. Trigger. Yeah, link a building to there we go. That's it, not happening. Link a building to a trigger, so that's what I want to look for. I know I've got mechanics. I've managed to do, like, I've got levers here and stuff, so it's all doable. Just hit an A to get rid of that. Let's have a look at, not F5, F4, and just go down to Nor's Great Big Room. My frame rate has gone down again. It's climbing back up for once, which is a nice change. That's all going on. Shift F1 is where I was down. Okay, so that's happened. And I need a lever attached to that now. Might as well have it upstairs. I'm going to put it here, where there are always people. JMQ, rock mechanism. No. Make a rock instrument! I'm just going to leave that there. Mechanism, because mechanisms are always rocks, so I don't actually need to specify. But they're going to make a rock instrument. Shift N. I'm going to see if there are any notes. This activates the drawbridge to the second cabin layer, so okay, I know where that is. That was F7, so that's that one there. Actually, that's a thought. Shift N. T note text F7. So now I will know where to go. And so I'll link that. So Shift N, and we'll make a new note. Place T. This activates the floodgate down at Shift F1. So I am now talking in terms of what hotkeys very low floodgate. That's a stupid thing to call it. But by looking at the note, I can get an idea of what I can. Yeah, it tells me where I need to go. So that's a useful thing. There we go. Nice big clear area. Area clear of rocks. So that's good. So people are busily clearing rocks. I have a sneaking suspicion. I'm not quite sure how jobs are manufactured. I think the job comes from that. Right, so that rock generates a hauling task. And then they'll take it to the nearest place, I think. So I don't think they're going to be grabbing rocks from ridiculous distances. They'll take it, they'll go to a rock. So this dwarf here has picked a rock to go to. And it's going in a strange direction because I've set up certain traffic designations. So I think it must be going for that one. So here, that miner is now heading for that rock, and will take it to the nearest stockpile, which is that one. So this is why this area has become nice and cleared out. And there's just a few rocks even over here in the on the smoothed out section. Let's have a quick look at my smoothers. Novice, I don't want masons, but the adequate engraver, competent engraver. Who've we got here? Now I should have made this person. No, it's only a dabbling axe dwarf. So I don't really care that much. So get rid of the combat and the misc labours. So competent engraver. So there you go. So hopefully by the end of it I'll get some really quite snazzy engravers. Let's see. That's still going on, but someone is active. Now you see how quickly it's filled back up again. There's already 7s and 6s. So I'm going to have to do some work to undo that. Now, build, construct. Downstairs. Placiment. Grab the church block that is sitting right next to it, so that'll do. So even here, it's still mist rather than anything else, and that's even 1-1. So I think I may actually, in terms of rescuing those bits of dead dwarf, I may not actually have to do all that much, but I think I'm going to want to trigger that floodgate anyway and get the flow back on. In the long run, that's going to be what I want to do. I'd quite like to drain this area because it's got limonite that I haven't got, and it's got some gems and stuff like that. Plus, it just makes me generally feel better about screwing that up. Now, let's have a look at the jobs list. Q link. So, I should be able to go to the individual, Z, go to unit and follow, and see how they're getting on. Someone's complaining about lack of ammo. I'm fairly sure that what that actually means is they don't have any more ammo in their quiver, rather than there is no ammo to be had. But it's still probably a good idea for me to go and check, see if there are any forbidden bolts, because when they shoot a bolt, it automatically becomes forbidden. So it might be a good idea to go check to make sure that there aren't any bolts that they can in fact pick up. I mean, it's a good thing. You obviously don't want to have that happening in the middle of a fight. The kind of dwarves go, oh, go and find that bolt that you just... There's goblins out there! You know, you don't want to do that. Not that I've seen any goblins. I've not really had any sieges. I've had a very brief undead siege. But that's been pretty much it. So you're going to take that one to the floodgate itself. So I don't know if he's only... yeah, okay. So you can see that guy's not got a... doesn't have a mechanism anymore, but it's still got Link as the task. So I'm just going to let you get on with that. What am I going to do? Are these bedrooms? These are all bedrooms. Ooh, they're not all bedrooms. Make bedrooms. So much of this of my aggravation with Dwarf Fortress comes when you're not quite sure where you think you are, and so a key press completely changes what happens, and so suddenly I can't move, and I'm very confused about what's going on. I get quite grumpy. Now, how do we get on here? That's still not happening. I don't know why, because I'm fairly sure my Stonecrafter is still sitting there with no job. Stone. So why is it on break? Okay. That Stonecrafter is one of my dwarven children who suddenly became a novice Stonecrafter. But there's really not much point unless I can find out how old they are. Oh, yeah, 3 years old. I remember he was 1 year old when he did it. So I mean, I've got to wait another 17 in-game years, before he might actually be something useful. But in the meantime, what the hell? Oh, right, Sarvesh. Q, Sarvesh. Ranger on break. So... relationships. Oh. Youngest daughter? Dwarven Baby? How in the name of all things sacred did you end up there? You idiot. What are you like? How did you get up there? Also, how do I save you without causing problems? Heaven's sake. Right, so it's a tree trunk. Is there an apple? Right, this is... Oops, go one way. Right, I think what we do is we build... Right, build, construct, upstairs. Now I'm just going to make sure... I think we need to go here. Right. And then... I don't know if it'll let me do it here. Oh, no, won't let me do it at all. Right, building present, so... Right, no access to building material. So I thought what it might do is say, okay, you're going to build an upstairs there, so I'll let you build a downstairs. Right, so, yeah. How did you get up there? I wonder if it's... I mean, I actually do wonder if it might have been... I think there's a couple of dwarves up here. I wonder if they might have like literally been standing there, that's just wandering about, when suddenly these trees grew, and then like they grew that. Alright, I'm going to make the hotkey out of this actually. Shift F2. Zoom, and I'm going to change it to temp rescue. Yeah, I'm just wondering if they're wandering around, because obviously, you know, the game every so often says, should this tree grow? And I'll just go, bit tree grows. Oh man. And so, yeah, if you're wandering about, then, you know, maybe that's what happens. You suddenly, you kind of, you think you're fine, and then a tree grows up underneath you, and suddenly you're up in the trees, and you don't know how to get down again. All I can really do is hope that somebody comes by and saves them relatively quickly. Obviously, you know, I could, in theory, just knock the tree down, but that seems to me to be slightly worrying as a thought. That seems that could cause injury, and don't particularly want to do that. How's that getting on? That's getting on quite well. Dense knot grass. Yep, so I'm hoovering up, hopefully, all these logs as people gradually come out and move the logs to that stockpile, and then when the other stockpiles feel the need for wood, they'll hopefully grab it from there. So yeah, that was... my god, how did that happen? Still no one training at the archery, but don't know how to make that work. That reminds me of stocks, ammunition, tab. Yeah, these are iron bolts as well, don't want to be losing those. Oh. Yet another slightly different method of using the navigating a menu, and I get confused again. Yep, those corpses are still there. Those were undead corpses, but they're just sitting there. I'm not quite sure they've not been moved to the great big huge refuse stockpile. That's kind of strange. Shift F2. No, Shift F2. 2. There we go. Okay, it's still not happening yet, that's fine. Where are you going? Store item in barrel. Fish barrel. Okay. Oh yeah, that might be the other way of getting there. Yeah, it might actually be the other way around, where you can climb from one of these hills onto the tree trunks. And from there, maybe if a tree got cut down and then cut those dwarves off. So, that's an interesting possibility. Yeah, look at him wandering over the treetops. How very interesting. I'm much curious as to where these fish are. It's taken a very long way around. Presumably because of the way the traffic designations have worked. There's no obvious quick way of getting to where he wants to go. So again, yeah, going over the branches. That... Okay, I thought for a moment that might be a fish in a tree. Ooh, I have screwed up my designations, haven't I? Unless he's picked up and is heading back home, which I think he is. Yeah, okay. So he picked up the fish without me seeing. So I don't know actually when he picked up the fish. Unless that's the fish he wants. If that is the fish, then he's gone like. It isn't all. Wow, he's gone right round the houses to get to that. What are my traffic designations like then? Interesting. Shift F1, I don't want Shift F1, I just want Shift F2, that's still not going on, that's fine. F2, what's going on here? That's still ongoing. Q link. Q link. Right, he'll be done with that in a little bit. I have a sneaking suspicion that there was a dead like hamster or something, which is probably what's causing that smell. So lots of happy dwarves with miasma. It's my favourite smell. Do you smell of miasma? I don't think it is anyone's favourite smell actually. Those are both open. Okay. Why aren't you training? You're supposed to be training. Make sure there's nothing. That's not what I wanted to do. I wanted to DB. DB. There we go. Make sure there's nothing accidentally forbidden in that area. Oh, right. Yeah, there's a dead cat. That's right. There's a dead cat there for some reason. Oh, I see. It's Forgotten Beast extract. Oh, the FO is Forgotten Beast, so that could be Forgotten Beast blood or Forgotten Beast ichor or something. That could be what's down here. Although it's not there anymore, it's been cleaned. Wow, that's filled up really quick. It took a long time for it to drain out, but it's filled up again really quick. Although that's still not too bad. I think I might unforbid things. Oh, okay, that's still not being built yet, but However, do stuff with mechanisms, and then Q. Hopefully, I can get that lever pulled. Oh, brilliant! Look at that! Look at that! And then some ticks later, there we go. So that's starting off again, and I don't need to worry about that just now. Oh, sweet! F5, the lever's in place, and we will look that up to a floodgate. Not that floodgate! Not that floodgate! Not that floodgate! Yes, that floodgate. Marble mechanisms, that's exactly what the world needs. Yeah, stuff. Shift F2. Still not done. Yep. So just a little bit south. A little bit to the west. That's where all that's going on. Ooh. I just realised I've lost my rye farm. Yay, babies. Not so much yay, it's just actually slightly annoying. I've lost my rye farm. There used to be a farm down here. Build farm plots. Probably doesn't need to be quite that big. But no, I quite liked having a farm plot that was upstairs. I must have been killed by that whatever it was, web or whatever it was before. Dead thing. Yeah. Yeah, so they're using the newly made pathing corridor. So that's good. Hasn't done any favours to my frame rate though. Or something's not done any favours to my frame rate, I don't know what. I would really love it if there was a way of finding out what's murdering your frame rate and how to fix it. Can I find that corpse? And ask for it to be dumped and see if they'll do that quickly. Because apparently, just needing it to be... why are you sleeping on the floor when there's a bed 2 feet to one side? Dwarves are daft. Just going to quickly check what you're up to. You're making cloth. Yay, making things. Add T repeat. Just keep doing that until they hopefully finish. That's all going on nicely. That's still not getting made. But, you know, just gotta wait. Oh, my latest bit of floor's been made, so that's quite nice. Gabbro block 4. It's a pity you can't engrave a constructed block floor. At least I don't think you can. Yeah, I think you should be able to. That's my opinion on the matter. Or have some way of you know, improving it. I feel that would be nice. Still nothing. So I need to wait for this to start to properly drain again. But I may be able to finally rescue those bodies that I've got there by being an idiot and not knowing how to do anything. Okay, I think I'm doing alright at the minute. Maybe this is one of those times when I should start, you know, looking to go do something crazy. So a quick look here, that's still needing done. Now that shouldn't be a problem. The fact that the meals, the meals having been finished shouldn't be a problem because I had those tasks on repeat. Oh, I don't have any brewable things to brew. I do have 90. I don't seem to be able to crack the 2000 barrier when it comes to plants. But I've got plant helmets on the way, although I don't brew them. No sweet pods. Do I not have any sweet pod seeds? Is that the problem? No, I've got sweet pod seeds. It's late spring, so maybe they're not planting them yet, or maybe they're planted and. No, but there should be. Maybe. Interesting. Stocks. Plants. I've got 491 plants. Broad beans, onion, pea plants, grapevines, dimple cups in abundance. Plump helmets in abundance. Looks like you can't brew. Blue brew. I think you should be able to make blue brew wine. I think that'd be a nice thing to be able to make. Yeah, so very interesting. 283 prepared meals. Got dwarven sugar. I thought you could brew sugar. Got lots of dimple dye, red root dye, some sand. Yeah. Well, hopefully next harvest I should have a few things worth brewing. That's partially constructed. Once that's constructed, I'm going to start up with rye again, because rye has been a good, it's good for brewing. So that's a useful thing to do. Can I find where that... There. Still inactive. Now I know I've got carpenters. Well, I say no. I'm going to now check. I'm going to check with Dwarf Therapists, see if I've got carpenters. Because it would suck if I don't. I'm fairly sure I must do. Okay, well, I've only got the 2. was kind of surprised to discover I've only got 2 carpenters. Right, I'm going to pick a couple and make them carpenters. Also going to unhaul my existing 2, because I'd rather they didn't do much else other than carpentering. So here we go. So I've instituted 2 more carpenters. And I've my current carpenters, who are the most skilled ones, now shouldn't go hauling. Man, I didn't know I'd run out of carpenters. Oh, that's the farm in. And we are going to make rye. A, B, C, D. There we go. So it's going to be rye all round, because rye's good for planting. I am going to make a very small food stockpile. And that is going to take block all, permits, well actually I'm just going to go search rye, so only rye seeds can go there, and I'm going to say no barrels. I can't remember whether seeds have problems with barrels, but there are other issues with barrels that cause problems, so I think it best if I just do that. And let's go check back on some things. That's still going on. That's still draining away. And let's not put Bill yet. Let's think it is. No. But hey, okay. That was a moderately satisfying session, I would say. Got some interesting things. Dwarves getting stuck up trees for some reason. Might be able to rescue them before the babies get too upset. And aye. Well, I'm going to leave it there, I think. There are really, I mean, I seriously want to get the bodies out of the pit of shame. That was my original attempt to pierce the aquifer. I would very much like to be able to get those bodies out. That would make me an extremely happy gentleman. Yeah, and obviously there's a couple of dwarves stuck up trees I need to go rescue. I don't know how they get stuck up trees. That is the most ridiculous thing. Yeah. I think at some point I need to start. My fortress is almost, it's going too well almost. I've got my awful military, but the fact that my military is awful doesn't really matter. Because they're not actually, causing any problems. But never mind. I do hope that you've enjoyed watching. I have enjoyed watching. Give me a like. Give this video a like. That's just makes me happy, and obviously encourages me to make more. You could also subscribe to our channel and see other things like this. And there's our role-playing game-based podcast blog at www.nearlyenoughdice.com, where you can find all sorts of things which you may find interesting. But failing that, I do hope you'll join me again next time, and until then, have yourselves a very dwarfy day.